Hey, what's up guys, Matt Shining here, come back with a brand new video for you guys. Today we've got something pretty important to talk about if you're into Operation Riptide. Now the Operation Riptide case has just decreased a significant amount way earlier than expected. We're going to be going over why I believe the reason for it happening and a couple other things moving forward, what we're really going to be seeing. But if you guys are looking to pick up any CSGO skins, I've got a couple links in the description. Let's hop on into it. Now for what we're going to talk today about, we have to go all the way back to the beginning of Operation Broken Fang. Now this might sound a little bit weird, but if you played in Operation Broken Fang, you remember the case prices going really wonky. We would see it at about 95 cents one day and then it would drop down potentially 10 cents. Now the reason for this is when everyone was able to grind out their cases when the new week released, we saw the prices go down significantly because everyone was trying to squeeze out every ounce of profit they could get. Now the interesting thing about this is we saw the prices instantly hit the market. There was no 7-day trade hold. And that's partially what's playing into this Riptide case now, is that you have to wait 7 days to sell it on the market. Obviously with Riptide, now we do have that 7-day wait, and that played an impact into why we saw that case squeeze on the price, where we saw it go up to $3 per case. And that's actually the reason why we're seeing this huge drop off here. Now the one interesting thing about this is a lot of people, first when the operation came out, did not just instantly cash out 5 cases with their 10 free stars or anything like that. And with the 7-day trade hold, that's why we saw the prices go up, because there was so few able to be sold. And on third marketplaces like Buff, they were going for maybe $2 each. And if you could buy them for $1 here and go and sell them on Buff, you could be making a pretty decent profit. Now what's interesting about this drop we saw here of almost 30 cents, which is very significant for a price of only $1.10 to start, is it happened directly 1 week after we saw that huge squeeze earlier. That's not really too much of an interesting story though. We saw a huge drop off before where we saw the price go from $2 to $1 in the span of an hour. And that's when cases started to unlock. That's the other main factor that's playing in here. My thought is that all these people saw this price going crazy and they decided that they were going to devote week 2's stars to making sure that they could buy cases so they could sell them for the most profit. They saw it at $3 at the time, so they started buying up their cases with their free stars then. And when the time came to sell them, roughly a day or two ago when we saw that big drop off, we saw everyone rushing to the market to sell. To me, this makes a lot of sense. Like I said, it's exactly what we saw earlier, where we saw the price go from $2 to $1. A lot of people, their cases opened up. That's 1 week exactly. Same hour, same everything as when we saw this drop. The squeeze was about a day and like 12-ish hours. I roughly rounded that to a week. But the actual drop off from $2 to 92 cents was 1 week exactly from when we saw our drop off once again. This to me means that we're gonna see Broken Fang on steroids. Like we saw with the Broken Fang case, we saw those big dips. However, this time it's much different because we've had these people waiting for 7 days to sell these cases. They are selling as soon as possible, especially if they see that the price is now going to be dipping 30 cents just in an hour. I mean, it's stabilized pretty much at 80 cents at this point, which is decent because we don't want it to go any lower because this is already lower than what we expected. The problem is we just see so many of these flooded onto the market at once. That's the same thing we saw with Broken Fang. However, this time they've got these people waiting to sell for a week. So they're very excited or very passionate to sell instantly and as soon as they can. And that's why we're seeing that big drop off, because that's what happens when everyone has the same item and they're looking to sell. Everyone just keeps undercutting themselves and undercutting everyone around them to make sure that they can get their money. The problem is this case is not very desirable. Yeah, you've got like your butterfly emerald and some emeralds on some other knives, but overall the skins in here, at least in my opinion, are very underwhelming. The case is not going to be the greatest to open if we see these knives re-released. I think that this Operation Riptide case is going to struggle more than we saw the Broken Fang case struggle. Obviously, Broken Fang was just on a continual decrease as more and more flooded the market, as this was the best way to cash out the most of your money. We may not see that with the Riptide case anymore. We're going to go into that just in a little bit to see if it's even the best thing to cash out right now. But it's crazy how much we saw it decrease just by 1 week. That's almost double what we saw the Broken Fang case decrease on its worst weeks. I mean, we saw it go about 15 cents down from January 23rd to 27th. We saw it go about 14-cent drop there. Here we're seeing almost a 30-cent drop. It's not looking too good for the case's future at this point. Taking you guys over to my sheet here. This is a sheet you saw before if you looked at my best things to buy with your Operation Riptide stars. And in that video, we concluded that the case was probably going to be the best since all the other prices really hadn't developed and they were probably going to be falling down a bit. Now, if we come over this time, we're going to be seeing something a little bit different. Starting with our patches here. Right here on the left hand side, you'll see your new prices, and just to the right of that, you'll see your old prices. Patches all really have gone down in value. Not a good investment. If you spent 100 stars on average, you'd get about 22.5 bucks back. Operation stickers are in a pretty similar boat. All of them except the purples have gone down, and honestly the purples didn't go up much. You're gonna get about 34 bucks on average, which still isn't terrible. It's better than what the estimate for the surf shop stickers will be. This one is an estimate because there's like 30 purple stickers, and I'm not counting them all up just to learn that you're gonna get like between 25 and 30 bucks back on average. It's a complete scam. But if we head down here to our case, with an average now of 80 cents, on average, you're going to be getting $40 back. Now, this does not include Steam tax or any other taxes, but $40 back. If we head back up to the top here, there's one thing I skipped over, and that is agents. Now, the agents right now, there's one category we have to exclude, and that's our master agents, our CT and our T. They have absolutely insane prices, but that's because they're not obtainable yet. And that's something we talked a little bit about before, is that they're not obtainable because you can't get 25 stars yet. The max you can get is 22. However, we've got 3 categories that are obtainable. You got your pink, your purple, and your blue. Your pinks on average are going for about $4.50, and you can get 10 of those, meaning that you can get $44.50 on average with these pinks. Your purples are also going to be very similar. The purples might be a little bit better just because on average you'll probably end up closer to that, about $43 back, because the pinks you only have 10 attempts. The purples you at least have 14 attempts. So you're definitely on average going to be coming a little bit closer. And then your blues here, even the blues are not terrible. They're about the same as the Operation Riptide case, which seems crazy. But at this point, the Operation Riptide case is not the best thing to spend your stars on. At this point, if the prices are still looking similar to this, I would definitely check it out on your own. But it might be a smarter idea to go ahead and pick up the agents. This is definitely going to change in the future though, but this is something you really should be keeping your eyes on if you're looking to maximize the most money you can make. But that's really all I have for today, guys. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I'm actually pretty excited to see how this Riptide case goes, whether it goes back up or if it's going to stabilize completely at that 80 cent mark. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.